While hiking alone, Instagram user Smithereens captured something deeply disturbing. He had a gut feeling that someone or something was following him. At first he brushed it off, but then he turned his camera toward the trees.
Come out. Come out from behind the tree, I see you. Okay, we gotta go.
Behind one of the trees, a pale figure can be seen poking out. The moment he noticed it, panic took over, and he bolted. The clip ends with him running. There's no follow-up, but since the footage was uploaded, we can assume he made it out safely. Still, the question remains: what exactly was watching him from the trees? What started as a routine hike to the waterfall took a strange turn when a lone hiker crossed paths with an unsettling man.
Okay guys, I'm on a little hike right now, and just let's set the scene right here. Really fucking creepy. But there's this one man that's walking on this trail, and I'm like, this is really weird and creepy. And I pass him, and he's like, excuse me, sir, do you know when you're gonna die? Already, I'm like, this is not the time or place to have this conversation. So I'm like, he's like, I don't want to see in the news, like, you falling off the waterfall, because it's like a hike to the waterfall. So I'm already, like, sketched out.
The man warned him not to end up in the news for falling off the waterfall. A strange comment, considering the spot wasn't dangerous. Unnerved, the hiker left the trail immediately. On the morning of June 14th, 2024, at 11:09 a.m., a visitor at Devil's Den near the witness tree snapped a photo that caught something unexpected. In the original shot, a guide was seen talking about the Confederate sharpshooter whose body was once found in front of a wall between two large rocks. But on the left side of that rock, a dark figure appeared. The visitor returned the next day to try and replicate the photo. Another person offered to help recreate the original shot. The backside of the rock, as shown in one of the photos, has no place for anyone to stand. It drops off behind, and the rock itself is roughly 6 feet tall. The man assisting had to stand back on the road just to get a somewhat similar angle. A side-by-side comparison now shows the difference. How do you explain this? A man was hiking and stopped to admire some bushes. Unseen by him, a mountain lion stood just a few feet behind. A trail camera captured the whole thing.
Olha, vai ser fotografado mesmo. Legal. Tá pegando tudo. Tá?
The man never noticed the predator, and luckily, the mountain lion simply watched without acting. In this case, not knowing might have been the very thing that kept him safe. A group of women went on a birthday trip to a remote lake and gathered by the fire for a group photo to remember the night. It was supposed to be just the girls. No children were part of the trip. When they looked at the photo, something strange stood out. Peeking between the group, right next to a blonde woman in camo leggings, was the face of a child. The problem, no one recognized the child, and no one had brought a kid along. Even more unsettling, the image was a live photo shared via iMessage, which includes a short motion clip, making it harder to fake. So who or what was with them that day? This girl was on a camping trip when she took a live photo with her friends to send to her mom. But when she looked at the photo, a dark silhouette appeared behind them as the light faded. They immediately turned around, but no one was there. They were terrified, with no clear explanation for the shadow. What was behind them? A woman was walking home from work one night and decided to take a quick rest on a bench.
Настя, я боюсь. Настя, я боюсь. Там видно? Посмотри, там видно? сейчас ты, сука! Я сейчас тебя так пиздану, ты охуеешь. Шуваль ты ебучий, блядь.
After sitting for just 2 minutes, she noticed a masked man, barely visible, standing still behind a tree. The camera shook slightly as she prepared to run, her body froze in panic while her mind raced. Was this just someone playing a sick joke, or something worse? And more importantly, what would have happened if she hadn't seen him in time? While walking his dog through a quiet stretch of woods, a man stumbled upon something eerie. At the center was an inverted pentagram surrounded by seashells, red and white candles, and scattered bones, neatly arranged like a ritual setup. What stood out was how carefully it had been built. Someone had clearly spent time and effort crafting it. Whether it was a genuine spiritual shrine, a creepy art piece, or just a prank, no one can say for sure. The forest remained eerily silent, and the next time he visited, the shrine was gone. Keithy, a solo metal detectorist, was out exploring a remote patch of Alaskan wilderness just before dusk. Everything was peaceful at first, but that calm didn't last.
Well, it's getting dark on me. Down to my last target. Looks like a little wooden, or... What's that? Whoa, did you guys hear that? It sounded like something howling. Still hear it. Sweet little box. Boy, that freaked me out. Ugh. Alright, so I'm working my way back. Whoa, did you hear that? Oh man, something just threw something in the water right beside me.
Out of nowhere, a low, chilling howl echoed through the trees. It didn't sound like any animal he knew. Shrugging it off, he kept searching. Then, this happened.
Oh, jeez. Alright, guys, let's get out of here. I just threw something else in the water just now. Alright, I'm finally getting close to the road. Whew, that scared the crap out of me.
A loud splash hit the nearby water, too big for a rock or branch. The howling returned, now louder and closer. Scared and no longer curious, Keith made a beeline for the road. One early morning around 7 a.m., a Reddit user stepped outside for a smoke and a quick bathroom break behind a tree. That's when he got an unsettling feeling, like someone was watching him from a shed.
What the fuck, bro?
He pulled out his phone to film. A greyish face seemed to be staring from the shed window. But when he peeked inside, he saw nothing but an old car and some gym gear. Thanks to the video, he knows he wasn't just imagining things. Something was there, but what? A family was spending a calm evening out in the countryside. Laughter echoed, stories were shared, and the bonfire crackled softly. But in the middle of that peaceful night, something strange happened. A figure dressed in white drifted past in the distance. Locals later whispered it could have been La Llorona, the wailing woman of legend. That's when the family remembered their grandfather's warning. Never light a fire at dawn in the campo. Maybe he knew something they didn't. A man was on a calm fishing trip when he suddenly noticed two strangers far down the riverbank. At first it seemed normal, until one of them locked eyes with him. A cold, vacant stare that instantly felt off.
Lola, come here. How's it going? Come here. Come here. Woohoo!
As the two kept moving closer, it became clear they weren't there to fish or hike. No words, no gear, just silently pretending to look at trees while keeping their eyes on him. Sensing something was wrong, the man grabbed his gear, called his dog, and left immediately.
Alright, those dudes are just standing there staring at me. Sketchy! I don't know if they wanted something or what, but they were peeping me out from down the river, and then they came closer and closer, and then they were just tending to look at the trees, and then they kept staring at me. Fuck. Usually people like say something or whatever. They're just standing there staring, like, especially peeking past the trees halfway down the river, and then getting closer and closer, and then standing next to me and just staring at me. Yikes.
He's still left wondering, what was up with those people? A man was hiking through the Scottish countryside when he noticed an odd woman standing alone in a desolate field. Her movements were slow and strange, almost ritualistic, like she was calling out to something or someone. He started recording, wondering if he could be witnessing a witch, especially given Scotland's deep history with witchcraft and recent eerie encounters. Or was it just someone performing, cosplaying, or maybe someone mentally unstable? He described the moment as deeply unsettling and left right after filming. While walking a peaceful forest trail, this person was casually filming the beautiful surroundings. But when they reviewed the footage later, they realized they'd accidentally captured this. A faint, white, human-like figure appears to dart from the tree line and cross the path. Some say it's just a trick of the light, but others swear they see the shade of a little girl in a white dress. Unfortunately, no background information was shared, no location, no context, making it hard to speculate what this ghostly figure could have been. So, was it truly a ghost, or just our minds playing tricks in the woods? A hiker crossed a worn-out, half-broken bridge that already looked like it was barely holding together when this happened.
哎呀！乡人，快点，把他过来，把他上来！快点！哎呀，你妈哟！看嘛，手机啊！再好手机，然后，哎，不得行！哎呦，我的天！它不好爬的，脚蹬不到。哎，先下。哎呀，这好怕受伤了。哎，这样子，光影这样子，你上来歇一下，去这个地方还上不来，你受伤没有？没受伤哈。等会儿你看从下面游过去吗？还是在前面爬上来？反正你掉下去这个地方是上不来了。哎呀，我的妈耶，太悬了！你简直是探路先锋，太恐怖了。
He fell straight into the water, but the trouble didn't stop there. The video showed him struggling hard to pull himself out, splashing and panicking, clearly not expecting things to go this wrong. A man was driving on a forest road late at night when he spotted a deer acting strangely. Take a look.
Was ist mit dir? Junge, was mit dem schon mal? Hey, mach mal auf. Schau mal, der hat einen Biss unten an seinem Hals. Oh ja. Nein. Der stirbt gerade, oder was? Ich glaube, das war der Fuchs, der gerade gelaufen ist. Alter, was? Voll gruselig. Hey, stirbt der? Soll ich den auf Seite schubsen gleich? Ich auch. Junge, richtig gruselig einfach.
Viewers quickly noticed what looked like an injury on its throat, with some suspecting possible brain trauma. Others leaned towards something more mysterious, like a skinwalker mimicking a deer. Whatever it was, it's terrifying either way. 3 years ago, someone heard a blood-curdling scream outside their house. It echoed from the woods near a steep drop that led straight to the highway, right across from a cemetery. It sounded like a terrified woman crying out in fear, but the person wasn't entirely sure. Maybe it was just wildlife. They called the police and even sent them the video just in case, but no one ever got back. No missing persons, nothing. To this day, that scream still haunts their memory. It couldn't have just been wildlife. Not if they never heard it again, right? A man and his friend were on a peaceful autumn hike when his friend snapped a photo on a narrow bridge. But a closer look revealed something unsettling. In the top right corner, partially hidden among the trees, stood something or someone. The man in the photo had no idea anything or anyone was there just a few feet away. They couldn't help but wonder, Had someone been silently watching them from the woods the whole time? On November 24th, 2021, the couple behind the account Follow Pete and Ash set out on a peaceful retreat to a cabin in the woods. But while filming a video for their followers, something strange happened.
I'm just walking through the woods.
You're very graceful.
I mean, I'm trying to record and walk at the same time. What?
You hear that?
No.
Listen.
Is that footsteps? Do you see anything?
No.
At first, they brush it off, until they spotted this.
What the fuck is this?
Ash, from here.
What? What is it?
Yeah, this is...
Pete, look at this.
Follow them? What does that mean?
I don't know, but we should really get out of here. We gotta get going.
Moments later, they heard a chilling sound echo through the trees. They turned back fast. Unfortunately, there was never a follow-up to the video, so whatever or whoever was out there that day remains a mystery. While reviewing footage from a trail camera set deep in the woods of Tennessee, they were shocked to hear this. The woman who captured it was convinced it was Bigfoot. Her nephew later shared the clip, pointing out that Tennessee is a known Bigfoot hotspot. But the question remains, was this truly the sound of Bigfoot, or could it have been another animal? A group of friends went night fishing in Carleton, Michigan. After catching some catfish, two of them returned to the car to rest. Suddenly, one friend still on the boat called, panicked and breathless, claiming he saw something crouch and move unnaturally near the trees. They rushed back, wrecking the trolling motor in the chaos. Then one friend went to check it out. From 200 yards away, he flashed a high-power torch and saw this.
Get up closer to it.
Bro.
Oh.
Terrified, he ran back. They locked themselves in the car and stayed up all night. Late one night near Nakusip, two women were returning from Halfway Hot Springs when they pulled over by the highway around 9:30 p.m. One stepped out briefly when a deep, echoing howl shattered the quiet. Startled, she rushed back inside the car. Moments later, a large, black, furry creature darted across the road. It moved upright on two legs, too fast and too tall to be a bear. One of them managed to snap two photos just after it crossed. They left shaken and confused, unsure of what they had just witnessed. While exploring the remote mountains of Romania, a hiker unknowingly captured something strange on camera. It wasn't until he got home and reviewed the footage that he noticed it. Just behind a pile of twigs stood a figure, one that eerily resembled a primate. Whatever it was, the man was lucky, because despite being so close, nothing unusual happened. Or maybe it was just pareidolia, the mind seeing something that wasn't really there. But what if it wasn't? While staying in an Airbnb near the forest, a person started hearing eerie sounds and began recording. Unable to shake the feeling, they decided to investigate. As they followed the sounds deeper into the woods, the cries grew louder and more real. Then, just past the tree line, they stopped. Glowing eyes stared back at them from the dark. They rushed back inside, closed the doors, and hoped people online could offer a logical explanation. A user named Cahorn1234 captured something strange on video one summer night in July. It started with a small red light in the woods. Then, within seconds, the entire forest began to flicker.
That's just right on top of that fucking hill right there. Look at that. Maybe somebody can tell me what this is. Because I haven't.
Floating, flashing lights scattered through the trees. They weren't coming from towers or houses, just random bursts of red and white, lighting up the forest, then vanishing without a trace. Across an open field, more of them appeared, shimmering briefly, then fading out again. It didn't follow any pattern. It didn't make sense. So what could have caused these lights? A hiker was in the woods when he thought he saw a little boy standing in the distance. But as he got closer, he realized it was actually a mannequin. Who left it there and why? Did someone really carry that all the way into the deep woods just to scare others? Or is there another reason we're not seeing? It definitely gave his hike an eerie vibe and was enough to make him head straight back to his car. A woman looked out her truck's window when she saw this.
What the hell?
Somehow she managed to start recording just in time. She claimed it looked like a ghost. While some believed it was a genuine paranormal sightings, others called it an amateur CGI trick done for attention. The original post was supposedly by someone named Kendall Turner, but no trace of her profile could be found. Do you think it's real? While returning home through a dirt road that cuts across a plantation in Chile, two brothers saw a strange figure walking through the field and started filming.
Escóndete. Mira, güey. ¿Qué les dije, güey? No está viendo, güey. Bestia, güey. Lo seguimos.
At first glance, it looked like an ordinary person, but as they focused, the details got weirder. No clothes, and the skin appeared greyish or even bluish. Because it was dark, it was hard to tell exactly what they were looking at.
Míralo, míralo, míralo. ¿Qué hubo, güey? ¿Qué hubo, güey? ¿Qué hubo? Mira. Te estoy diciendo, güey. Pues si te estoy diciendo, güey. Ahí está, mira. No mames, güey. Ahí está, güey. Ahí está.
Nos queda mirando, loco.
The figure seemed lost, looking around like it was confused or searching for something. Some believe it might have been a disoriented person. Others think it could have been something not from this world. The brothers didn't get any closer and left in a hurry. A Reddit user shared an old family photo taken during a camping trip. At first glance, everything looked normal, until they noticed a strange smudge near one side of the picture. The user's mother believed it might be a ghost, but some commenters suggested the photo had likely suffered moisture damage from being stored in an album. The distortion resembled a watermark or dye bleed, common in prints affected by humidity or flaws during development. While it sparked some curiosity, it was probably nothing more than a natural photo defect. In September 2024, Hurricane Helen slammed the East Coast with devastating force. At the time, Alicia was living with her family in the mountains and began filming the heavy water rushing downhill behind her home. But moments later, everything changed.
Oh, shit. Get in the house. Go. Go. Get that down.
It turned into a roaring mudslide, tearing through the trees, hurling rocks, and dragging massive debris straight toward their house. There was no time to escape, but incredibly, everyone survived. The outside was torn apart, but the house itself held strong. With the help of volunteers and strangers, Alicia's family began slowly rebuilding, piece by piece, out of the ruins. In June 2025, two people were walking along a quiet US beach when something strange caught their eye. A human-like figure stood completely still by the water's edge. It wasn't moving, it wasn't reacting. They were convinced it wasn't just a regular person, but fear kept them from getting any closer. The potato quality footage makes it hard to tell what they really saw. Was it just someone quietly enjoying the sea, or were they right all along? And it wasn't a person at all, but something else entirely. While walking their dog, a Reddit user spotted what looked like a human hand floating in murky water. It sparked a wave of online panic, with people guessing everything from a corpse to a mannequin part, or even a drowned animal like a possum. Eventually, the user confirmed it was just a bloated, waterlogged plastic glove. A moment that reminded everyone online that things aren't always what they seem. A couple was walking through a quiet forest in the Netherlands. The trail was empty and they hadn't seen anyone else during their hike until they noticed someone standing silently behind a tree, watching them. They took a photo and quickly continued on. Even though they didn't see him again, they could hear and feel someone following. When they finally made it back to their car, they checked the photo and realized the man didn't look like a typical hiker. He was wearing a black suit and a black hat. They were terrified, left wondering what this person's intentions were. A man walking his dog through Georgia's woods caught something chilling on camera.
Where is
Deep along an overgrown trail, they noticed a huge dark figure. The dog chased after it, and the man followed, until the thing suddenly jumped out. It was tall, dark, and ran on 2 legs with unnatural speed. The man screamed and ran off with his dog. For years, people in North Georgia have reported similar sightings, making locals believe Bigfoot actually lives there. On a return hike from Shoe Lake Bothy, about 4 miles from Loch Inver, the morning was crystal clear. A hiker who often captures images of remote and isolated spots paused to take a photo. Later, while reviewing the shot, something strange stood out. But the hiker was 99% sure no one was there. The trail had been completely empty, and in that kind of visibility, a person couldn't have gone unnoticed. He still can't explain this photo. While walking on a remote forest trail late at night, someone captured something unsettling on camera. A dark figure appeared, wandering silently in the middle of the road. It had the shape of a person, but no visible face, no features at all. According to the person who filmed it, the footage was taken around 3 a.m. But here's the eerie part. This wasn't the only sighting. The figure's appearance matched descriptions given by 2 girls in a separate encounter, miles away. Both stories describe a faceless, shadowy being seen wandering empty trails in the dead of night. That strange similarity has led many to believe this may not be a coincidence. A group was out for a late night walk when they spotted something unexpected. At the time, they couldn't see clearly what was in front of them, but luckily they had it captured on camera. It looked like a pale, human-like figure crossing the road without making a sound. But even after watching the footage, it only raised more questions. In 2009, while hiking in the Colorado mountains, a man captured something truly strange on camera. In the distance, behind a line of trees, a dark brown figure can be seen. The man believes he may have caught a Sasquatch on film. What makes it more compelling? The area is known as a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings, adding weight to the claim. Curious, the hiker returned to the spot where the figure had been standing. All he found was a pile of straw. Could Bigfoot have been staying there? Or was it just a trick of the light, creating the illusion of something that was never really there? Late one night, a man went for a walk with his dog when he captured something strange on camera. As they entered the yard, the footage caught this. A shadowy figure suddenly darts across the frame, then vanishes behind a tree. It happens fast, almost too fast. Some viewers are convinced it's a ghost. Others say it's just a trick of the light, or maybe a camera glitch. But either way, it left a lot of people uneasy. Facebook user Chante Black shared an old film photo of her husband and 2 friends, all kneeling during a teenage camping trip. At first glance, it looked completely ordinary, just 3 boys posing in the wilderness. But one detail caught everyone off guard. Behind them stood a faint, shadowy figure, arms folded, seemingly watching over them. The strange part, no one else was there when the photo was taken. Curious, Chante showed the image to a medium, and what she said was chilling. The boys hadn't been alone. According to her, the photo was full of unseen spirits, lurking quietly in the background. Could she be right? After a night of camping, a man was getting ready to continue his hike. But just before slipping on his shoe, he noticed something. Just in time.
Shoe எல்லாம் போடும்போது எப்பவுமே கொஞ்சம் ஜாக்கிரதையா பண்ணுங்க. இல்லனா பெட்டர் ஷூ ஹைட்ல எங்கயாவது கட்டி வைங்க. ஷூ ராக்க இல்ல ஷூ ராக்க எப்பவுமே ஹைட்டா கட்டி வைங்க எங்கயாவது. சில பசங்க தான் பாத்துறாங்க. அங்க வா. என்னடா?
A snake was curled deep inside. He identified it as a non-venomous juvenile rat snake. While he treated it casually, just imagine if he hadn't noticed it. This hiker was deep in the woods when he came across something unusual. a strange structure hidden in the trees. It looked like a cave, carefully crafted from branches woven together with purpose. Who or what could have built this out here? Some say it was just a hunter's hideout, but others aren't so sure. They believe it could have been made by Bigfoot, a place to rest or to hide. So what do you think? Was this just a man-made shelter, or could the legendary creature have lived here? While backpacking deep in a remote forest at night, this man suddenly heard something unsettling. Footsteps trailing behind him. Something or someone was following in the dark. Instinctively, he stopped and checked his surroundings, and that's when he captured this. A white figure slowly moving between the trees. He couldn't tell if it was just a person or something more sinister. But then again, coming across a person dressed like that in the middle of nowhere, behaving so strangely, that might be the most disturbing possibility of all. A Facebook user named Bree Ashton uploaded a spine-chilling clip from her home's CCTV deep in the woods. The footage, recorded late at night, shows a strange figure emerging from the direction of the dark forest. But as it moves closer, it doesn't become clearer. Bree says it didn't feel like a normal person at all. The same camera had recorded people before, and they never looked like this. Was it just a glitch in the system, or did they truly capture something unexplainable that night? While walking through a local forest with a friend, someone stumbled into a small clearing and froze at a deeply unsettling sight. Something disturbing was hanging from a tree. No one knows why it was there, but the sheer unexpectedness of finding it in such an isolated spot made it unforgettable. They didn't stay to investigate, they just turned around and left, feeling undeniably freaked out. This photo was taken during a night hike in upstate New York in November 2021. The hikers were passing through a grassy field when they snapped a quick photo. Later, while checking the image, they noticed a strange figure hiding among the tall grass. They returned during the day to investigate, thinking it might have been a scarecrow, but found nothing. No scarecrow, no tracks, just an empty field. Some suggested it could have been a farmer, but at that hour, in the freezing cold with no light, it just doesn't add up. A mother in Australia was capturing a sweet photo of her 2-year-old daughter standing in a field. At first glance, everything seemed normal, until she noticed a deadly brown snake slithering just inches behind her toddler. The mother froze in shock, trying not to startle the reptile. Thankfully, the child was unharmed, and the snake slithered away. What was meant to be a happy memory almost turned into a nightmare, but at least they got a cool picture. In the fall of 2024, during the final visible nights of a passing comet, a biker set out in search of clear skies. Hoping to capture the moment on video, they filmed along the way. The comet never appeared to the naked eye, but the camera kept rolling. Later, while reviewing the clips, something strange showed up. A fast-moving shadow briefly crossed the screen. The biker had been alone, and the shadow, unseen in real time, had no clear source, and it didn't look like a finger. He's still baffled by what it could have been. While leaving the area near Holland, Ohio, Tom captured a video that unsettled him. At first glance, he assumed it was a child due to its size, but on reviewing the footage later, he realized there were no adults nearby, just the lone figure. Curious, he measured the spot later. At 6'4" inches, he found the handrail barely reached his knees, just 20 inches high, making it impossible for him to crouch like the figure seen. What could this have been? On May 18th, 2025, Edward Healy and his son were hiking deep in the woods when something truly unexpected happened. In the distance, something moved. a large, dark figure appeared between the trees. According to Edward, it stood nearly 8 feet tall and had an ape-like build. He managed to capture it on camera, but like many Bigfoot sightings, the footage is incredibly shaky. That's why not everyone's convinced. Skeptics say it's just a person in a costume, others believe it could be the real deal. So, was this an actual encounter with Bigfoot, or just another elaborate hoax? One night, a farmer noticed something strange outside his window. To be sure, he checked the security footage, and what he saw chilled him. A figure, seemingly dressed in a long gown, was wandering across his land, watching. There was no flashlight, no visible light at all. And out there, it's pitch black, rough ground, uneven terrain. If it was just a person, how were they able to move so easily without falling? And why were they out there in the first place? In June 2025, a local captured this video near Enderlin, North Dakota.
Oh my god.
The sky twisted into a wide, rotating mesocyclone, on the verge of becoming a tornado. The cloud system moved slowly but looked massive, and alive. It was both beautiful and terrifying, not something I'd stick around to film. One night around 11 p.m, a motion alert pinged on a family's indoor security camera. The homeowners were out of town, but what they saw in the footage left them deeply unsettled. A small child was walking through their yard, passing by the living room window. The house is remote, tucked deep in the woods, far from the main road and with no nearby neighbours. The toddler appeared to be limping, one hand on their lower back, as if in pain. They checked the local news, hoping to find a report of a missing child nearby, but there was nothing. The case remains a mystery. On March 9th, 2025, Tom from the Tom's Trail channel set out on his first wild camping trip, joined by a friend. They packed light, just the essentials and the thrill of spending a night in nature. At first, everything was calm, but as night fell, that peace quickly faded.
I fell asleep, and so I thought, well, I might as well try and fall asleep. And there's been some activity. There's been some like deers and foxes running around. One got really close and then bolted and it heard me move. Been a lot of stuff going on, but it's not been like scary. It's been quite nice and relaxing. It's been crazy warm as well.
Strange sounds echoed through the trees, and Tom couldn't shake the feeling that something was circling just out of sight. Sleep didn't come easy, and then this happened. The rest of the night passed in tense silence. By morning, they packed up and left the forest. During their vacation in Cambodia, two girls set out to explore a forest trail. Everything felt normal until a creeping sense of being watched started to take over. They both kept glancing around, hoping to find some rational cause. Then they saw it. A dark figure appeared behind them. The camera caught it, just before the girls panicked and ran, never finding out who or what was following them. But there was something about it that didn't feel human. A camper set out on just another solo trip, camping deep in a haunted Indonesian forest. The sun dipped, the fire cracked, and night settled in. Things started to feel off. He set up cameras around his campfire just in case. Good thing too, because while he slept, he caught something. Later that night, something else kept moving outside his tent. He slept through it all, but the next morning, as he reviewed the footage, he realized he hadn't been entirely alone. Something was definitely out there. Might have been a good thing he didn't realize it at the time. Lucas was walking in the woods of rural Pennsylvania with his friend Gavin when a foul, sudden stench hit them. Expecting a dead animal, Lucas pulled out his phone, just in case. But then came that strange, gut-deep feeling of being watched. Through the trees, he spotted something crouched and huge. It looked like an ape, but stood and moved like a man. Lucas snapped a photo, then filmed it walking into the woods. Frozen in shock, they couldn't speak. Since then, nothing explains it. Whatever it was, Lucas believes it wasn't human. One thing's for sure, if you've made it this far, you should definitely be subscribed. On a cold night, a man took a late drive, choosing a shortcut through remote backwoods. The road was empty, dark, and silent. As he rounded a bend, his headlights caught something.
This. Seen way too many horror movies for this shit. Hell. You're a psycho, mate.
A figure standing dead still in the middle of the road. Why would anyone do that? In August 2022, Del and David from the Signs and Signals channel headed deep into an isolated forest to camp off-grid. As they drove down a narrow dirt road, a man suddenly appeared by the roadside. There were no homes or vehicles nearby, making it even weirder.
Dale, what the f, dude? I'm zooming in, I can't. Dale, what the f? What the f are we supposed to do? Ain't nobody supposed to be out here? Oh, sh. That just walked in the woods. Where's the headlamp at? The headlamp should be right there. Like he didn't, like he stopped. Did he turn off the light? Can you see in there?
No, I can't see.
I'm zoomed in. I can't hardly see.
Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. It ain't gonna help. It ain't gonna help.
What the f? No one's supposed to be out here. What the f was that dude doing?
What do you mean he turned the headset off?
There's no light. Like, I saw him walk into the woods right around there, and then the light that was on his fucking head is gone. It's not there.
Dude, he could be up in that right there right now.
can't see shit. I'm not rolling down this window. I don't see any light. What the f did we just walk in on? What was he holding?
That brief moment left them shaken. Yet, they continued driving. And then, this happened.
Dude, go! Go! Go, 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 go! Fuck! The f dude! I'm about to have a heart attack. What the f do you got so fucking close, dude?
Some believe it was an ambush attempt. Others say something paranormal. But no one could explain how he disappeared so fast without a sound. Matthias Sager shared a strange moment caught on camera while a couple was walking through the quiet Fox family cemetery. Their dog, usually calm, suddenly became tense and restless.
We're walking here at Shenandoah, and we found the cemetery here. And Jasper started acting really weirded out. Let's try to get it in. He was freaked out. He's freaked out by something. Okay, we'll go.
The cemetery, almost bare except for a few scattered gravestones, had no one else in sight. But somehow the dog was clearly disturbed. It focused intensely on one particular gravestone, growled, and even backed away as if something invisible was approaching. Viewers later said the reaction wasn't curiosity, it was fear. Something was off, and the dog knew it before anyone else did. Now, watch this next video for more chills.